Okay. Welcome to the March 9th, 2026 meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Township of Fairfield. The meeting is being broadcast on channels 34, 43 in the Township's YouTube channel, Township of Fairfield, Essex. Please stand, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's turn this on. Notice of this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Laws of 1975, and has been given by posting a notice of the change in meeting time of the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Township of Fairfield on the bulletin board in the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk, and by serving notice thereof to the Progress and Herald newspaper on February 9th, 2026, and posting on the township public notice page, www.fairfieldnj.org/public notices.
Thank you, Denise. Please call the roll.
Councilman Cifelli.
Here.
Councilman Campisi.
Here.
Councilman LaForgia.
Here.
Council President McGlynn.
Here.
Mayor Galise.
Here. Okay, anyone wishing to specifically comment on anything on tonight's agenda, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one? Okay.
This is about the Plymouth Street. Is that on the agenda? Because that's what the letter said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your microphone, I'm sorry, is your microphone on?
The green light
The
on?
green light on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Joanne Giordano, 40 Plymouth Street. And we got the notice about they want to build across the street. And I have the homeowners on, they're in Florida right now, so they're wanting to say something also. You want to say something, Jeff? Okay.
All right.
Can you hear him? You want to say something?
I can hear him.
Yeah,
Can you hear him?
yeah,
Can hear him.
yeah, we can hear him.
Yeah.
So if you can,
Just hold
If
it
you
in
can
front of
just
the
hold the
microphone.
microphone.
Right by the microphone.
microphone,
It's on.
Denise, and I,
It is.
No, just
Thank you.
put
I don't have
the,
to be on Facebook. Hello.
Okay.
yeah.
if I could just take.
Sure. Like that. Okay. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, hi, Jeff Whitty, 40 Plymouth Street, Fairfield, New Jersey. I received a notice that they want to change the zoning, and I've called Denise on Thursday, and I emailed her, waiting back to get a response from her as to exactly what was planned, what was going to be built, and what area. So I didn't get that information. I called the office again this afternoon, didn't get any response. Anyway, if there is a building or any type of building going up on Plymouth Street, I'm not in favor of it whatsoever due to the flood zone that we're under. And any more building, I believe, would cause my property to flood the next time we have a torrential rain or there's a system like it was several years ago. Not sure if it seems like the committee or most on the committee from what I saw in the letter are in favor of it. Well, I am against it completely and would like to go on record as such.
I believe what that was a creation of an overlay zone. I don't think there's anything
Correct.
imminent that's going up there. It's just a creation of a zone, and that really what it does is it goes toward our affordable housing mandates that are sent down by the state. We designate areas, but there's nothing imminent that's going to be built there.
Okay, thank you so much for that because I wasn't told that. So according to, I didn't know what all the,
Jim, if there's
But-
anything I
so-
missed, is,
no, so let me just give you a brief overview if that's what a lot of you are here for, depending on where you live.
I can't really hear.
Can you hear me?
You can't?
Not really. Go ahead, if you could speak up, please.
Sure. You want to put it here? And just lay it here? Okay. So what happened is, and it's been going on for years, there's affordable housing in New Jersey. It's state mandated. Back last year, Governor Murphy signed a new law, and it got rid of the Council of Affordable Housing and put it in the hands of the legislature and some Mount Laurel judges that used to be part of it. We've gone through the first round, we've gone through the second round, we've gone through the third round. Now the fourth round starts this year, and it lasts for 10 years. And every town is mandated to come up with areas where affordable housing can be placed, different ways of doing it, either through multifamily or through accessory apartments. It used to be a time when we had what they called RCAs, and when we collected the fees from developers, we would send it to a city that needed affordable housing, such as the Irvingtons, the Elizabeths, those type of places. No longer is that available. So as of right now, we have to come up with our fourth round obligation. We have to meet all the standards and all the mandatory numbers that were put on us. Because we've been so proactive over all the years, we have no present need obligation, which means we don't have to make sure that anyone builds anything in the next 10 years. What we do have to do is we have to have zones, which we already have in place, where these things could happen if somebody purchased enough property to build something. They could build a, for instance, is it Joe? Joe, right on Plymouth Street, you have Tuscany right by you there. That was part of a plan that has a couple of affordables in it. They have to have 20% set aside. So if you built 6, you had to do 3. You had to do 1.5. So you do 1. That's the way it works. So right now, Plymouth Street, there's 3 pieces of property across the street from, it's actually where the glass place is. There's 3 lots there that go right towards that big driveway that goes into the corporation back there. Those lots there are being, they remain residential, but they'll have an overlay zone on it where if somebody purchases a minimum of 2 acres, they have the ability to put a multifamily dwelling there. It's a twofold thing. It meets the affordability part of it, which is a state mandate. We have to have areas where they are able to build. Now, if we did nothing, okay, and just let this thing go on its own, then a builder can come in, and it's called builder remedy. They'll come into the town, they'll pick a piece of property, and they'll go to the court, and they'll say, we want to build 66 apartments, 8 stories high, okay? That's if we did nothing. We've been so far out in front of this that we have areas where the stories of the building is 35 feet. It's all 13, it was 13 units to an acre, which is what Tuscany is, so you get an idea of how that works. A lot of the changes that are made are the zones that we already had on Fairfield Road, Passaic Avenue, other areas. We went from 13 units per acre to 15 units per acre. And we also upped our percentage of affordable housing from 15% to 20% if it's a purchase. If it's a rental, it's still 15. So a lot of this will probably, in my opinion, not even come to fruition, but we have to have zones for it, because if we don't, then someone can come in and build whatever they like and as much as they like, and we go to court and fight them, and in the end, we spend a lot of money and we lose.
And if they do come in, our zoning laws don't apply anymore. We can't stay by them. Now, we're at their mercy. So it can be a high density, it could be a taller building than we want here. So we really have to get ahead of this. so we stop all that. And that's what this is doing. It's supplying them with all these overlay zones that allow us to be protected from something like that for the next 10 years, till 2035, I believe.
So now to just, okay, I'm just gonna keep going on, Joe. If you wanna hang up, that's fine by me.
Hang on, I appreciate you saying what you said and clarifying what this meeting is about and why you're doing it. It's, to me, what I'm getting out of it is the lesser of two evils. Eventually, the Schubert property, because it's up 2 acres or almost 2 or 2 plus, will be built, and I have nothing to say about it eventually. So I'm getting that out of what you're saying. But I appreciate it. Appreciate what you're saying. Unfortunately, the state is not satisfied with the amount of low-income housing, which we have in Fairfield, apparently, if you have to create more or in order to do this too. So that's a second factor. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Joe. For those of you that are here because of 376 Hollywood Avenue, where the Krausers is, so the way this works is there's a mediation agreement that gets started from the state, and the township signs off on it with the caveat that we can, as we go forward, we can change it and we can fight it, which we did. In the interim, until September, I don't remember the date, anyone usually is Fair Share Housing Center. They're the ones that created this whole thing throughout the state, pushing for the affordable housing and pushing it on all these communities. So they joined in against the township, and we had one developer who decided that he wanted to join in, and he got in before the deadline also for what's called an inclusionary project. An inclusionary project is the affordable housing. He went in partners with the person that owns 376 Hollywood Avenue and wanted to build apartments above the commercial that's there. That we came into an agreement with them. They wanted to build 66 units on that piece of property, with the commercial staying on the bottom, and then 3 levels of age-restricted apartments above it. We got that knocked down to 42. Again, if we had fought him on a basis of a legal battle, eventually we would have lost, like everybody else has done throughout the state. So we negotiated to an age-restricted, which is 55 and over, 42 units. The footprint of the building doesn't get any bigger, it just gets taller. So the maximum height of that building is 48 feet. It's 3 stories over the commercial. On the bottom, it can be commercial or office space. And that's a separate agreement from the one that we had to enter into with Fair Share Housing Center.
That 4 stories above?
3 stories and the story that's there. So it's 2 stories right now, so 2 more stories would be put on the building.
Can they just get?
I think
Can you,
if
can
you're
you
gonna
come,
ask
just come up
questions,
and, yeah,
I just
we
have to
get you
your-
on the record
We just have
for,
to have you on the record, okay, please? Thank you.
just your name and address for the record, please.
Jen Sholin on Hollywood Ave. What's the timeline for the next steps, or if is construction?
There's no next steps on our part. We have to adopt our ordinances. Whether or not he actually comes to fruition with that project is a matter between him, the DEP,
DEP has got to weigh in too.
and then the township. And as you saw in the letter you got, the parameters are all there, the setbacks, the amount of, hold on a second, let me just pull it up for you.
And keep in mind, no one in the state of New Jersey has ever won a case against the affordable housing. So we could spend
Billions.
hundreds of thousands of dollars and it'll still be
So as you saw in the ordinance that we mailed to you, for that reason, you can see all the setbacks are there, 50 from the front, 50 from the side, 50 from the rear. All the parameters are there, so the building's not getting any bigger. And that was all negotiated through so that we could keep listen, the goal has always been, for the longest time, the integrity of the residential neighborhood. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the integrity of the residential neighborhood. There are transitional areas where we go from residential to commercial to highway, and Passaic Avenue, Fairfield Road. That's where the bulk of the zone is, to try and keep the integrity of the residential neighborhoods.
And where should I look or keep an eye out for, like, hearing, I guess, from the developer or from you guys if things do move forward?
Anything that has done, you're going to get, if you're within 200
Yeah.
Well-
feet, then you're going to be notified.
Well, let
Okay,
me just
just by mail.
clarify that. In this agreement, there are no variances because everything is already in place. So he has to come in with plans, they have to be reviewed before the planning board. So, I mean, I don't see this happening overnight, and like I said, the big lift here is he's got to go to DEP. And that takes quite some time.
Okay. Quite some time, like more than a year usually?
It could,
Okay.
it could, yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you for the invitation, Mayor and Councilman. My name is Ashok Dubey.
Can you just raise your mic? Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation today, and I appreciate the time that you guys have dedicated to hear the residents. My name is Ashok Dubey. I live at 30 Liberty Court, which is block 3301, lot 29.08.
Correct.
So I got the letter that you all sent. It looks like the zoning is changing for Dale Road. There
Correct.
are multiple houses, and I think the lots are 36 through 50. Could
Correct.
you go into some details about what that would mean for that particular plot of land? Because it's
Sure.
multiple houses. And I do have a diagram if you need it.
No, I'm good, thank you. So that goes along with the other residential overlay zones we have in town. Basically, no one can buy a piece of property and put a multifamily on it. You have to have a minimum of 2 acres. So you have to buy up quite a few of the homes there to be able to build anything. And then you got this in the mail, correct?
Yep.
And the same thing holds true there. There's, all the bulk requirements are there, and if the developer, if he happens to buy up enough to do that and needs a variance, then he would have to go to a board for a variance. Either way, it's gonna go before a board. If he's trying to do something extreme, it would go to the Board of Adjustment. If he's trying to do something that fits in the overlay zone, then it would go to the planning board. The primary zone is still residential. So anyone who owns a home on Dale Drive, they can sell their house to someone else who lives there. You have to accumulate 2 acres. If you were to go down Fairfield Road here towards Calandra's Bakery there was a parcel of land right before that where they bought up 3 or 4 homes and they put in a new multifamily there, which was part of our affordable, because Fairfield Road has that same thing with the affordable on it. Like I said, we try and keep it out of the neighborhoods.
Now, would the 2 acres include the actual road itself?
No,
Because
no,
it
no,
would
no,
have
no.
to be 2 acres on this side or on this side?
Would
Because
have-
the whole lot is kind of like a parallel side.
Right, it would have to be 2 acres of property, not including the public road.
And it can't be like, I have 2 acres on one, like 1.5 on
it
one
has to
side
be
and a
It
half
has
on the
to be
other.
a 2-acre parcel. You have to be able to have 2 acres to build anything on it,
Okay.
not one across the street and one
Right, I
over
have
here.
one on one side and one on the
No,
other.
Yeah,
it's
no,
got to
it
be
doesn't work.
continuous, like,
It's a 2-acre parcel of land.
I mean, that one area on Dale Road is very residential in that sense. I mean, this part that's on Route 46 is more commercial, and it's included in lot 36, 37, 49, and 50. But the remaining houses, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the right, 1, 2, 3, and 5 on the left, are mostly
They're
residential.
all residential, correct.
Right, so it's kind of like a mixed area, and so the concern is that if you end up getting this one particular side, you put up a bunch of, a big building, like 4 stories or 3 stories, it's really gonna impact, the house on 2907, my house on 2908.
Right.
So I just wanna go on record for that.
Okay, and we understand that, and we've looked at all of that. And again, you have to accumulate 2 acres, which is a lot of properties, because those are small lots.
Is this even 2 acres, this whole thing on the side? Is that,
I'd have to
Okay, I could
pull
measure
it
that.
out and do yeah.
I can measure that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your concern.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Gerald Keene, 45 John Street. I want to talk about the Krausers lot. So 20% has to be low housing. You said out of 42.
20% is affordable housing, correct?
Affordable housing. So we're talking 8 units in a way of
Yes.
42, right? Okay. And then what's the other thing? Going to be 55 and older?
Correct.
So when he doesn't sell them all or rent them all at 55 and older, what is his ramifications to lower that? Can he do it?
No.
He can't.
No.
He's got to eat it in a way.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, it's an agreement.
Okay. It's in the agreement.
Yes.
All right.
It's
And
all
has
55 and over.
engineers looked at the infrastructure of a building that's
That-
been there since 70 years or whatever?
Well, that's
Gerald,
all
that's-
part of it. They're not going to go anywhere near it if that doesn't work. So-
Okay. All right. I just
Yeah,
want to check.
that's on their end, not ours.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to be heard on anything on the agenda tonight?
Good evening, everybody. Dominic Monaco, 4 Sand Road. I don't know my lot and block number because I don't live there anymore. It's my mother's. On behalf of my mother, I'd like to ask, so within this meeting, there's no repercussions of us doing anything. So if my mother says no, she doesn't want to agree with it, there's no repercussions. Am I correct on that?
Yes, the way it works is it's a state mandated affordable housing. We're tasked with our professionals to find places for this. In that case, that's a developer who included himself in the mediation for an inclusionary development, and we had to negotiate.
Okay. So there's no recourse.
Yeah.
No-
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no recourse for any town in the state of New Jersey.
Right.
And it's been going on for
And this is federal or state mandated?
state.
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 Yeah.
Ira Marudian, Henning Drive, Fairfield. I'd like to ask the mayor and council.
Ira, just put that by your,
Move it a little bit.
There
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Mayor and council, where is the ingress and egress going to be on Hollywood Ave for this project?
It's probably going to be, we didn't see the specifics, but
it-
it's going to be right where it is now.
It is in the,
Hollywood Avenue.
Yeah. They would still have to submit a plan.
okay, let me just jump in, guys, okay?
Yeah.
So, Ira, yeah, I'm gonna answer your question first.
No, I'm asking the mayor and council.
Okay.
There's children go to Churchill School and walk on Hollywood Ave
Right.
with their e-bikes and they walk to get to school. How are the cars gonna go in and out? You're gonna have 50 or 60 cars in there.
Again, Ira, when they submit a plan, they're gonna have to do a traffic study, they're gonna have to validate parking, they're gonna have to go through certain, meet certain requirements, and they're gonna have to, if there's issues with some of that stuff and it comes up in the plans.
Weigh in on all this, because the coffee shop news is that this is a done deal, and you can't do anything about it.
It will go
Well-
to, it will go, like Mike said, Councilman McGlynn said, it will go to planning board, which the mayor does sit on, a councilman sits on, as well as the business administrator, so those plans, will
Everything
have
has to
their
be, it's
professional-
got to be satisfied, but if they do satisfy it, there's really no reason it won't
Yeah.
be built.
Is that the only way in and out from Hollywood Ave, because there's no back way out of here?
No.
It leads into the industrial zone at the rear. It's the only place where I could see, right, that there's driveways.
No.
Yeah.
So the main way in and out would be Hollywood Ave.
Correct,
Hollywood Ave.
just like it is now, yeah.
You don't think that would cause a lot of congestion there?
It all depends on what the traffic study says. We've heard this every time they put one of these up. And I live off of Passaic Ave, and there's been 2 or 3 different developments there, and we heard the same thing. And there is really no issue. So,
Okay, so it was looked over by the planning board? and
No.
everything?
No,
Yes.
no.
No, not yet.
They have to submit a plan, Ira. They would have to submit something, as
hold on.
far as I know.
All right, so the planning board looked at the zoning for the changes, and they recommend, and the ordinance for the zoning was presented to the mayor and council. They introduced it and they passed it on first reading for the second reading. From there, it goes to the planning board. The planning board was brought up to speed on it because it's not just this, it's the whole affordable housing plan that we have to adopt. It's the fourth round of affordable housing, so that it has to be adopted. The plan that you're talking about for Krausers has already gone to court along with our housing plan and has been blessed by the courts to move forward. So, right, so,
Mr. Gaston, I just want the mayor and council to tell me how they feel about this whole thing.
nobody,
fine, ask them.
nobody really wants these things.
If they never built another house,
We would be
apartment
happy.
in
You can't
Fairfield,
say,
I'd be
you
happy.
can't say no unequivocally. You just can't. We'll be fighting forever. We'll spend everybody's money in court, and the end result is gonna be the same. Because like I said, it's never, nobody's ever won affordable housing suit in this state. It just doesn't happen. We do the best we can. That's why we put them where we try and put them.
Yeah, Ira, we're trying to be proactive, not reactive. If we sat back and were just reactive and let everything just go, we would have a much bigger problem than we have now.
I'm just here to
Yeah,
just find out
Yeah.
if it's workable, because there's 40 cars in the lot without tenants as we speak. There's gonna be another maybe 40 or 50 cars on the lot when tenants come in. Now that's,
Right.
they're gonna go in and out of that property, right onto Hollywood Avenue.
right,
That's an accident ready to happen, I think.
yeah.
So, I guess you answered all my questions. What? You want me to sing? What a pleasure it's been to speak amongst this fine assemblage of people.
Right, okay.
Thanks, Ira.
You too, Mr. Mayor. Or-
X.
Okay.
Thanks,
thank you.
Ira.
Thank you for listening.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Sure.
Chuck Jones, 187 Fairfield Road.
Sure.
Who decides what the cost of affordable housing is? The average home, according to the internet in this town as 2025, is $660,000. That's the average mean house.
Yeah.
Who determines what affordable housing is?
There's a formula, and it's not the same throughout the state. It depends on the area, but there's a formula they use. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a percentage, and there's low income, there's moderate income, if I'm not
Correct.
wrong, and there's also, there's another, but they're on I think it's a percentage of the average in the area. And it's only the area. So if you go to a different county or a different part of the state, it might be different.
Right. That was the average mean was Fairfield, so it's,
Well, it's not just Fairfield, it could be included in total, or, it could be this area.
and one question about the zoning. It's just not gonna affect any residential, it's current residential, right?
Correct. This is
Not gonna need any variance of non-conforming use? and all-
absolutely not. It's primarily a residential zone, an R1 zone with an overlay.
I got hit with that last time. I had to get the variance of non-conforming use.
Oh, yeah,
I
where
became
you,
a highway.
right, where you are, right, yes, yeah,
The oldest house in town became a highway.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sure,
All right.
thank you.
So I have another question for you.
Sure.
Within the state guidelines, what percentage of the town has to be low income?
There's not a percentage of the town.
So it's based on what?
It's based on the available area that you have left to build on,
Okay,
or if somebody comes in and, I guess, buys a building,
okay.
anything
That
that's
has to be
rented,
20 to
anything,
25%.
correct.
Okay, so now why is it that we can't push this project onto other areas that don't affect residential parts as harshly?
Well, that one's very specific, that we had there was a lawsuit involved. That's very specific to that one area,
To that location?
yes.
And what
And
was the outcome of that lawsuit?
the outcome is they joined with the state, and what happened was we had to either agree or go to court.
And we, obviously, I'm assuming that you opted not to go to court.
Well, like I said,
No win.
no win.
Right, I understand the process in which low-income housing has to happen. I understand that, given the current political climate that we're in today. I understand that. My point is, we could push it out to other areas, such as he was saying about the traffic implications of that area. That's a tight area. Right now, Hollywood Avenue, that particular area in Hollywood Avenue is very congested.
Dom?
It's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better, it's gonna get worse. So why can't we push it out or have the traffic study come back negative
So,
and have
Dom,
it pushed out to someplace else?
Well, I mean, it's Passaic Ave is just as congested, if not more so.
I get it, but it's congested. It's
Mayor?
congested in certain
Can I s-
areas.
So Dominic, what happened here was B&A Realty, okay, is a developer, Mr. Tremator, if anybody knows him from town.
No.
He came in with an inclusionary project with an attorney to join this lawsuit that Fair Share Housing had. And on this particular piece of property. So we couldn't push it anywhere. We had to either fight it and lose, and could turn into, like I said before, originally 66 units or more.
Okay, so
okay?
then why don't we
So-
try to fight it?
so
Let's
what-
go
so-
fight with the way they do it.
so what-
Political,
so-
meaning, why can't you say it's an environmental problem?
We don't have the ability to just say that, though. That's not up to us to say.
It's up to who? The DEP? Not DEP,
EPA.
EPA.
So Dominic.
Keep in mind, we didn't do this voluntarily. Originally, we said no. So,
And who's doing the traffic study?
well, the traffic study, was it done yet, Jim? Did they do one for the,
No.
they didn't do one yet,
listen.
so there's.
Okay, so help
Dominic,
me understand. I'm not, part of your council here, but help me understand. A traffic study is done by whom?
But I think Mr. Gasparini
let
was
me
about
just,
to answer
let
your
me just
question.
get, well, I'll answer that question real quick. A traffic study is done by an applicant, and if the township feels that we have to have a traffic study, we'll have one of our people do a traffic study.
So we can carry out that.
So let me just stop everybody, okay? This is done. It's done. We cannot change it. The parameters are what you got in the mail. Basically, hold on, let me just make sure I'm looking at the right one. No. Everything that's here on the bulk requirements, that's the only thing that they can do to this property. Okay, there's not gonna be a traffic study. If they go to the DEP and one day get an approval to build it, it will be built. Because unless they break the agreement that we have here with the 50-foot setback from the side
They're not.
areas,
They're
the
gonna stay
rear
within the
yard.
boundaries, we know that.
Right. So there's no negotiating, there's no traffic study on this particular project, on this one only, because it was a inclusionary suit brought on by a developer. So we did the best that we could as far as negotiating it. We said no in the beginning, okay, hoping that it would deter it. It didn't.
That's what,
He
that's
came
when the
back
suit came.
with the lawsuit and these other options to build 66 units. Well, that ain't happening. So we did the best that we could. We got it age restricted. We got it down to 42 units, age restricted now, 42 units. And that's where,
Isn't there a height variance also?
the height is 48 feet.
And what's that now?
The height, for commercial is 42, I believe.
And what is this building at now?
This building's 3 stories, so what could it be? 8, 16, 24,
maybe
maybe,
36
maybe
tops?
36, yeah.
Okay.
So in your years of doing this, what do you think the EPA would say,
The DEP?
or the DEP? You think they got a shot of?
I honestly don't know. From what we've seen with the DEP, there's all the new firm maps, the new flood maps and what have you.
Yep.
And becomes very hard to build residential in a flood area. So I really don't know. I don't know what their odds are.
And how long would this take for the DEP to look at this and decide?
It's got to take a minimum of, I would think, by the time you put your plans together and all that kind of stuff and send it in, I don't think you're going to see anything going on there for a year.
Okay.
If.
They keep moving the goalposts too. You don't know what they're gonna do from one time to another.
Okay.
You know, as a matter of fact, July 20th, there's another new law that Murphy signed on his way out the door that raises the flood elevation again.
Yeah.
So now people will be like 5 feet above the firm map, the firm elevation.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
I'm sorry?
What about snow walking?
Dom, it's not on us, it's on the developer. The developer has to hire his engineers, his architects, and all that. We don't have anything to do with that. We don't have anything to do with that. They gotta go to DEP. It's all on them. It's not on us. Yes, any building project, somebody comes in to build a house, it's all on them. We don't have anything. Well, again, as long as they meet this bulk requirement that you saw on that piece of paper that your mom got, that's what gets built. They deviate from it, then it's a whole different ballgame.
Anyone else? Sure.
The overlay zone is good for 10 years, or is there an?
No, the overlay zone is there.
It's for that.
Yeah, these other overlay zones where nothing's been built, they've been in place for years.
Okay, so it's not like it expires at 10 years?
No. The affordable housing's been going on since 1980 something. I don't remember the first year.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Is there any restrictions on the low income?
The-
There's age restriction.
The income is, the person that rents or buys has to meet a certain income. And the income, and then the,
Since it's age restricted, is so you don't have families with children going to schools. But what about the?
yes, on the age-restricted product, you have to be 55 or older, and you have to meet the income qualifications.
And the low income?
You have to meet the low and moderate income qualifications. All these projects are low and mod. They're not just low, they're not just mod, they're a mix. So you have to meet the income level, and then whatever the rent is, whatever the state places the rent amount on, that's what you have to. No, this is a rental, 55 and above rental, yeah.
And the other way we kind of control it is, if we can, is we control the size of the bedrooms. We would always prefer 1-bedroom units. I mean, we can't have 100% 1-bedroom, but the majority is that way, and that keeps the, you know, especially with the senior, yeah. I shouldn't say, I should say age restricted. It keeps the schools kind of safe that way. Anyone else wishing to be heard? Okay, seeing none, we'll close that portion.
We can do nothing anyway. So what's the sense of talk? I'm so pissed off. Because my property, doctor wanted to build it years ago, a medical center. And that turned out. And the guy was so pissed off, he built everything and he left. And then I came, I bought the property and I have the house. Now you you wanna put all those, income low, Fairfield Road, they gotta build it.
If you want to be heard, come up and talk in the microphone.
No, I got a good voice, don't worry about it. So Fairfield Road, they built the apartment, right? So they're gonna put a low apartment there. Why they gotta put over here in the, in this place? When a Fairfield Road, they're gonna build a lot of apartment.
Any new development has to have 20% of that development has to be low or modern. In this case, there'll be 8 apartments that are low and mod. The rest of them are all market rate apartments.
Okay, another thing, where they gonna park all those cars? Each family, they have a 2, 3 car. Where they gonna park? Do you know how many kids that they go back and forth with a bicycle? Yeah, you're gonna have it in your hands. Some of the kids are gonna die, and it's gonna be blood in your hands because you're supposed to fight them all.
God forbid something like that happens.
Nobody wants to see anything like that.
Well, it's gonna be in your hands because I live right across the street.
I
And
know
I
we
know
do.
when I get out of my driveway, I watch it, and the kids they go back and forth, back and forth. So, be so many cars in the building, it's gonna be chaos. And some of the kids is gonna die, and it's gonna be in your hands, the blood. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel.
All right, we're going to close the public portion at this point. We'll go to communications. Let me take the police department first. We have the Police Unity Tour Team, Fairfield, once again in May, in order to honor our nation's fallen law enforcement officers and to raise funds for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. 7 Fairfield officers will be participating in the Police Unity Tour. It's a 300-mile bicycle ride from New Jersey to Washington, D.C. In order to participate, each rider must raise $2,200. Team Fairfield will be having a fundraising event this Thursday, March 12th, between 5 and 9 p.m. at Danaher's Pub. Anyone wanting to support the team, please contact Sergeant Rasmussen at the police department, or can get further details on all Fairfield Police social media platforms. Okay, any questions on the e-bike laws that are new? In conjunction with the Fairfield Municipal Alliance Committee, the police department will be co-hosting a bike rodeo on Saturday, April 18th at the Fairfield Recreation Complex, with the exact times to be announced. In addition, officers will be present to answer public questions regarding New Jersey's new e-bicycle laws. And I'm sure you're going to get some turnout for that because you know how that's been. It's been in the news. All right, on another note about the police department, I have some interesting stats from 2025 that I would like to read. And they really show how our police department will address and mitigate any statewide trends. Our police department doesn't follow, it leads, as you will see. Our DUI arrests are up 60%. Thefts are down 13%. Motor vehicle thefts are down 17%. Criminal mischief down 22%. Aggravated assaults down 40%. And burglaries, which we're all conscious of, down 57%, with frauds down 61%. You know, these statistics are no accident. It's a direct reflection on the leadership within the police department, starting with the chief. I'm glad you're here tonight, Chief, because I want you to hear that. I have to commend our entire department on a job well done for making Fairfield a safer community, and the entire department is to be congratulated. So thank you.
Thank
you. Okay, the library board is refurbishing its children's section and purchasing new furniture, and I think you're going to really like the way it looks. They're going to get going on that pretty soon. We just approved that. I think everyone is going to really appreciate the new look. And the next meeting for the library will be 3/26. And as always, please visit their website for more information. There's always something going on there. I know this week is there's senior fitness, there's Mahjong just look at the site.
On here?
Okay, that's all I have tonight. Councilman McGlynn, Council President McGlynn.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Okay, our DPW, I think we all saw they did a great job with this past storm that we had. They're also starting their seasonal maintenance, which will mean they'll be starting street sweeping and filling potholes, okay? So, take it easy, Gerald. Okay, right. Okay, and I'm gonna go on to our volunteer fire department. First and foremost, I think we were all at their recent dinner where they recognized different firefighters for their years of service. We all had a great time, and we appreciate their invitation every year. Some of the people that were honored, the 5 years of service was Michael Coyle, Vincenzo Abatista, Andrew Pravada. For 10 years of service, William Fitzgerald II. 15 years of service, Matthew Napolitano. 25 years of service, Brian Cassano. 30 years of service, Joseph Prisbalinski. And 35 years of service, Daniel Cerami. And also, we recognized our outgoing chief, Andrew Williams, who dedicated more than, I guess, close to 20 years as chief.
Yeah, 23 years, something like that.
Yeah. So, you know, Fairfield wouldn't be Fairfield without these guys, and I just had to say that publicly. Okay, also, since our last meeting, their year-to-date calls, they've responded to over 114 calls. For the month of February, they responded to 47. They also had training this past month. 11 members attended confined space awareness training. And we also want to make a note that their upcoming annual pancake breakfast will take place on Palm Sunday, March the 29th, from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. It'll be at the Fairfield Volunteer Firemen's Hall over on Plymouth and Commerce. That's my report.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Councilman LaForgia?
Mayor, for the planning board, we have a meeting tomorrow night. There's 2 or 3 applications that are up for review on the agenda for that. On recreation, the basketball program is coming to an end this week with playoffs and finals. And all the championship teams that have won will be on it at the 325 recreation meeting. Our Little Leagues, all the registrations are in. Teams are being finalized this week, and they're going to go from pre-K to the 8th grade. The recreation that's sponsored in conjunction with Unico, the Italian Club program, for 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks in. We got another week left on it, and it was a fully attended program, and they're going to be running it again later on in the year. We'll be making an announcement on that. Coming up in the spring, we have bocce, tennis, sports clinics, along with the baseball programs. We do have the egg hunt. Our Easter egg hunt is scheduled now for April 4th at 10 a.m. up on the turf field. Hopefully, weather permitting, everything will be nice, and it'll be a fun day for all. And I understand you have something to add to recreation a little later.
Yes, we'll
So
talk about that.
That's my report for now.
Okay, thanks, John. Councilman Cifelli?
The Anchor, Stay New Jersey, and Senior Tax Freeze booklets have been sent out. In the event that you did not get one, please contact the tax office. I think we have a few in, and we can get it for you. As far as OEM, I have no updates. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Campese?
Thank you. So as the mayor stated, we're gonna have a bike rodeo, hosted with a co-host of Municipal Alliance. That date will follow. Senior luncheon is going to be middle of May, so please, after our March 23rd meeting, we'll have the date for that, and we'll release that to everyone, which is always a great event. And then the Municipal Alliance is also going to be sponsoring a family beefsteak Wednesday, June 3rd at the Rec Complex. So it's going to be another great event. And again, after the March 23rd meeting, we'll share more information. And that's all I have for Municipal Alliance and Environmental Commission. I have no new updates.
Great, thank you, Peter. Everybody likes a beefsteak, so.
Yes.
Everybody loves a beefsteak.
Okay, we have a report tonight from the Board of Health.
So we have 3 reports, November, December, and January. We're going to start with November with retail food inspections, 10, vending machines inspection, 2. We have a complaint that was addressed in regarding to an exhaust. And miscellaneous, we have 2, Raising Cane's plan review that was approved, and a recall in Target, the infant formula that was completed. The fees collected for the month of November, $375, and for the year, $17,855. So for the month of December, we have 31 inspections, retail food, and we have events, temporary events, 4. For miscellaneous, we have 1 embargo. Elevate, it's regarding to vapes and Kratom and all the substances that are banned in the state of New Jersey. And we had a Zoom meeting that business from Walmart, that it's gonna be a distribution center for retail. For the fees collected in the month of December, $1,055, and the year, $18,910. So we close with that for the year. For the month of January, we have 13 retail food inspections. We have an embargo and Sunoco applause. The same thing, devices, smoking devices, and psychoactive systems that we call vapes and Kratoms and TCH and all that. So complaint, we have 1 that was addressed immediately. There was a complaint about rat nest. We have 2 animal bites, and miscellaneous, we have 1 water sample, and 1 temporary close retail food establishment that has one of the sprinkler system activated by mistake. For the fees collected this January, we have $400, and for the year, the same $400, which is January. And that's all
Okay.
for me.
Any questions from the council?
No.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, that'll bring us to the approval of the February 9th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Council President McGlynn,
Second.
Councilman Campese.
Councilman McGlynn,
Aye.
Councilman Campese,
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli,
No vote.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Okay, now we have some second readings. Public hearing. A, ordinance number 2026-01. It's an ordinance of the Township of Fairfield, Essex County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 18, Water of the Township Code. May I have a motion to open to public?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman LaForgia,
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli,
Aye.
Councilman Campese,
Aye.
Council President McGlynn,
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Anyone wishing to speak on ordinance 2026-01, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close the public?
So moved.
Councilman LaForgia,
Second.
Councilman Cifelli.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-01?
So moved.
Councilman Campese, Councilman Cifelli.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Okay. Ordinance number 2026-02. It's an ordinance of the Township of Fairfield, Essex County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 17, Sewers of the Township Code. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Council President McGlynn, Councilman LaForgia.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Anyone wishing to be heard, please come forward. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-02?
So moved.
Council President
Second.
and Councilman Campese.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Ordinance number 2026-03. It's an ordinance to fix salaries and other compensation of the municipal officers and employees of the Township of Fairfield. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Councilman LaForgia,
Second.
Councilman Campese.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Anyone wishing to be heard on this, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Councilman Campese, Council President McGlynn.
Councilman Campese.
It was actually, sorry.
Oh, it was
It was
Cifelli?
Joe,
Cifelli?
Yeah.
Okay.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-03?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Okay, ordinance number 2026-04. It's an ordinance repealing and replacing Article 14 entitled Housing Element and Fair Share Plan of Chapter 45 Zoning of the Revised General Ordinance of the Township of Fairfield. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved. Second.
I'm sorry.
Councilman Cifelli, Council President McGlynn.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Anyone wishing to be heard, come forward. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Councilman LaForgia, Council President McGlynn.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-04?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Okay, ordinance 2026-05. It's an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 45 zoning as it relates to the multifamily dwelling overlay zone, mixed-use overlay 1 zone, and residential zone overlay 1. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Councilman LaForgia.
Second.
Council President McGlynn.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. Anyone wishing to come forward, wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come forward. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, will close the public. Can we have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Campese and Cifelli.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Glees.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-05?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Gelise.
Aye. Okay, let's see, where are we? Ordinance 2026-06. Ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 45 zoning to establish a new MUO 2 mixed-use overlays 2 zone and to set forth the standards and criteria applicable thereto. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Gelise.
Aye. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Councilman
Second.
Campese, Councilman LaForgia.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Gelise.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-06?
So moved.
Councilman Cifelli, Councilman Campese.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Gelise.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. The consent agenda tonight, Administration Department, Resolutions A, authorization to extend a contract for 1 additional year to Blau & Blau for special tax appeals. B, authorization to purchase through the Essex County Co-op for the year 2026. C, authorization to hire Kyle Conca as repairman for the Department of Public Works, effective February 25th, 2026. D, authorization to hire Linda McNeil as temporary part-time in the Building Department, effective February 11th, 2026. C, authorization to rescind Resolution 2022-601 relating to the interlocal agreement between the Township of Fairfield and the Township of West Caldwell regarding the sewer capacity. F, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield adopting an updated accessory apartment program manual. G, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield adopting an updated sales and rental operating manual. H, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield adopting an updated affirmative marketing plan. I, resolution to endorse and adopt amended fourth-round housing element and fair share plan. J, authorization to renew the accidental medical insurance policy with VOSA Agency for the Volunteer Fire Department for the year 2026. For the Finance Department, we have resolution authorizing 2025 appropriation reserve transfers under NJSA 40A:4-59. Fire Department, Resolution L, authorization to purchase firefighter protective clothing and equipment from Whitmer in the amount of $64,638.17. M, authorization for U.S. Fire Services to perform testing on fire equipment in the amount of $5,250.80. N, authorization to purchase equipment from Roberts & Sons in the amount of $3,068.59. Police Department Resolution O, authorizing renewal of policy subscription, including training from Power DMS for the Police Department in the amount of $7,233.86. P, authorization for RTSP Union LLC to provide firearms training in the amount of $3,000. Q, authorizing the renewal of a smart weather alerting system with Everbridge for the Office of Emergency Management in the amount of $5,300.41. R, authorizing renewal of InfoCop licenses for the Police Department in the amount of $3,515.64. S, authorizing renewal of e-ticketing for the Police Department in the amount of $7,675.50. T, authorization to purchase ammunition from Eagle Point Gun for the police department in the amount of $6,781.52. U, authorization to purchase equipment from Atlantic Uniform for the police department in the amount of $25,917.50. V, authorizing renewal of Think GIS software for the police department in the amount of $4,389.50. W, authorizing the renewal of a maintenance contract for the police department 911 phone system from Interaction Insight Corporation in the amount of $4,653. X, authorization to purchase 2 Ford Explorers from Nielsen Ford for the police department in the amount of $49,536.75 per vehicle. Y, authorization to purchase radar equipment for a new police vehicle from Applied Concepts in the amount of $6,810. Z, authorizing the renewal subscription of Archive Social from Civic Plus for the police department in the amount of $4,617.27. Double A, authorizing the renewal subscription for LawSoft for the police department in the amount of $7,862.50. Double B, authorization to amend Resolution 2025-511 relating to record recognition systems for the purchase of automated license plate readers for the police department. Public Works Resolution Double C, authorization for All American Sewer Service to perform a service relating to a sewer main break at 643 Route 46 West in the amount of $2,800. Double D, authorization for A&C Plumbing and Heating to install a new water heater for the police department in the amount of $8,187.50. Double E, authorization for A&C Heating and Plumbing to perform service at the police department in the amount of $3,458.61. Double F, authorization to purchase equipment from A&K Equipment for the Department of Public Works in the amount of $1,674. Double G, authorization for Route 23 Auto Mall to perform outside auto work for police vehicle number 422 in the amount of $1,510.93. Recreation Department Resolution Double H, authorization to rent a tent from New Fund Services for summer camp in the amount of $2,505. Double I, authorization to hire scorekeepers, site supervisors, camp counselors, and supervisor for the year 2026. Double J, authorization to enter and execute a contract between the Township of Fairfield and Garden State Fireworks for the township's Independence Day event in the amount of $22,427. Double K, authorizing the renewal of a recreation medical accident policy from IMAC Insurance Agency in the amount of $5,600. Double L, authorization for New Jersey Collision to perform repair work on recreation vehicle number 606 in the amount of $2,122.58. Item double M, authorization for the Township of Fairfield to pay yearly contribution to Camp Wyanoke in the amount of $3,311.48 for the year 2026. Tax Collections Department Resolutions double N through W as stated on the agenda. Municipal Clerk Resolution double V, approval of a 50/50 on-premise raffle license 2026-02 for the New Jersey Battle of the Badges for May 16th, 2026. If there are no questions or comments, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campisi.
Aye.
Councilman Sefeli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay, approval of the bills list. Welcome back, Joe.
Thank you. Mr. McCluskey, our Chief Financial Officer, has certified that the funds are available. I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills with the exception of Bill number 25-02952 and 25-02973 in the amount of $5,388,139.58.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to pay bill number 25-02952 and 25-02973.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
No vote. Okay, do we have any written communications tonight? How about unfinished business?
Mayor, I have unfinished business.
Sure.
please. So as you're all aware, and as the public knows, the Essex County Board of Taxation and the State of New Jersey Division of Taxation has mandated that Fairfield perform a reevaluation. We put it out to bid, and a few meetings ago, you approved Appraisal Systems. So I want to give you an update as to where we are so that people know what's about to happen here. There's going to be a letter that gets mailed out sometime this week to every property owner in town. The letter will come from Appraisal Systems. It will be in an envelope from the Township of Fairfield so that it doesn't get tossed in the garbage, and you read it hopefully and understand the steps that are going to be involved. Along with that will come a brochure with frequently asked questions and a little description of how it works. Basically, what's going to happen is they look at every piece of property in town to ensure that everything is uniform and equitable among all the parcels of land. People are going to come to the door. They are going through background checks through the township. They're being fingerprinted. They will have name tags on them. If they do not have a name tag, do not let them in and call the police department. They're going to go house by house. They're going to come take a look at your property. They're going to walk around the outside, take some pictures. They're going to ring the bell, ask to come in and see your home so they can see any improvements that were made and the basic condition of the home. And that's how it gets its appraisal value. They come back with all that information and they look at comparable sales for 2026. I believe they use the sales analysis and cost parameters as of October of 2026. They take a look at that, and then in November of 2026, you will receive a postcard in the mail informing you of what they think your value is. And if you don't agree with it, if you want to come in and talk to them, they'll make appointments for you to come in December and talk about this. The part where they come out and inspect your house is from starting in April 1st and will probably end sometime around September. They should be able to do the entire town. It behooves you to let them in because the way this works is if you don't let them in, they'll do a first attempt to get in. They'll leave a postcard. They'll do a second attempt. You can call them. You can make an appointment for a time of your convenience. If you don't let them in and you just ignore everything, the premise is that, let's say you have a home with a basement, may not be finished, but the premise is it's finished. So it behooves you to let them in and let them see the premises so that you can get an accurate assessment of your home. The final values will be determined in December, and then in January, they will be delivered to the township to be used in the 2027 tax year. So I don't know if anybody up here has any questions, but you guys have all been through it a couple times already. It's just one of those things what we have to do. One important part of this is not to raise the amount of money that a township takes in, okay? The budget is the budget. the amount to be raised by taxes stays the same. The value of the homes are probably gonna go up, as you all know. You can see what houses are selling for. The tax rate drops. So the bottom line is, when everything's figured out, we're not taking any more money in than what we were before. It's just an equalization, so everybody pays their fair share.
Good, that was a good explanation, because not too many people understand that, so.
But if the taxes go up, even though the rate goes down, we're still gonna pay more, right?
That's correct.
Okay,
Right.
that's all.
Your taxes can, Gerard, just to be, they can go down, they can go up, or they can stay the same.
Right.
Depending on what was done.
The value of the
Right.
property is.
What the value of the property is, and whether or not, look, there's a lot of people that think that, they beat the system, they don't get permits, and this is when everything comes home to roost, so.
Okay, any more business? I have something for new business, and I think everyone knows by now that it's our country's 250th anniversary this year. Fairfield has always been and remains a patriotic town. As such, I'm forming a committee and directing them to bring back our 4th of July parade this year. 250 years as a nation is just too important a milestone to ignore. And it will be in conjunction with our 4th of July celebration, which I would like to see enhanced a little bit, and of course our fireworks, which will follow. I have been asked for many years to bring back the parade. Everybody used to like it. I know when my kids were young, they loved it. And I think this is a perfect time to do it. Of course, there's going to be more to follow. I'll keep everyone informed. We're just in our infancy right now. And one thing I do know, it is going to be July 1st to give everyone who plans to take advantage of the extended weekend a chance to attend. The official holiday is Friday, and I know families tend to get away and leave town early and Thursday night, so Wednesday's probably the appropriate date. And with everything that's going on, I just have to give credit to Muriel Shore, who did a lot of the research and supplied me with a really comprehensive packet of suggestions for the America 250, many of which I hope to implement. So I'd like to thank her for her input, and as I said, there's going to be more to follow. And as such, I'd like to read a proclamation that I wrote last week that has to do with the celebration of our 250 years. So let me do that now. Celebrating 250 years of the United States of America. Whereas on July 4th, 1776, our founding fathers courageously declared their independence, establishing a nation founded upon the principles of liberty, freedom, and self-governance. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the founding of the United States of America, and whereas throughout our nation's history, generations of Americans have defended our freedoms in times of peace and war, strengthened our institutions, and upheld the enduring promise of opportunity for all. And whereas the state of New Jersey played a pivotal role in the American Revolution, hosting more battles than any other colony, and communities like Fairfield share in that proud revolutionary legacy. And whereas the Township of Fairfield proudly recognizes the contributions of its residents, past and present, whose patriotism, service, and civic pride continue to strengthen our community. Whereas this historic milestone offers an opportunity to honor the sacrifices of our veterans and civic leaders and recommit ourselves to preserving liberty and justice for future generations. And whereas the Township of Fairfield hereby joins communities across the nation commemorating the America 250 anniversary and supporting initiatives that educate future generations regarding our nation's founding principles. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, William Galeese, Mayor of the Township of Fairfield, along with the Township Council, hereby accouches 226 as a year of celebration in the recognition of the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And I couldn't really say it any better than that. And I'm proud to be here. I'm proud this is our year that we're going to celebrate, and I hope for a successful parade in our 4th of July. And that's really all I have tonight. Let's see, where are we? Okay, public comment session. Anyone wishing to comment on anything Fairfield, please come forward. State your name and address for the record.
Mr. Mayor, Chief Anthony Manna, just wanted to, again, apologize that I gave you quite the packet to read this weekend, but it's a project that's been in the works for a long time, trying to update some of the ordinances that affect the police department. And I just want to just summarize one portion of it. And it has to do with when the police department is tasked with doing background checks on such things as coin-operated games, solicitors, limousine licenses, massage licenses, and hotel ownerships. For your consideration, there are literally 2 ways that the police department can do background checks, and I want to, when you do discuss these ordinances, for you to understand that. There is the procedure of doing fingerprints and fingerprints that would be done from a private vendor that would ultimately be the best way to check someone's criminal history. In that case, and in either of the cases, they would have to sign waivers to have that done. Sometimes when people are out of state, though, some of our owners of hotels actually are out of state, they would have to find a place to do that in their home state and have the results sent to us. The more, I would say, a way to expedite things and make it a little easier would, again, have the people provide an acceptable form of identification, which is very precise in the hotel ordinance as to what would be an acceptable form of identification, because many times we get just the name on an application with no way to be sure that that person is actually the person we're doing the check on. It would involve them signing a waiver again, and our detectives would conduct ACS, ATS warrant checks. It would also conduct checks of the DV Central Registry and Juvenile Central Registry. It would have us check what is called promise gavel, which is to see in the state of New Jersey if there are any criminal complaints that were pending or that they were the subject of. It would again have us look into the Master Names Index, which would show criminal histories not only in our state, but in every state. If that is found, it would allow us to do a criminal history check and a III check, which would identify what that record was. And we would also do open public sourcing to check if there's anything on that applicant. So again, what I'm asking, or when you do these discussions, is what methodology you would like the police department to do when we conduct these background checks. The second part that I didn't give you in the hotel ordinance, it came to me a little bit later from one of our new unit supervisors in the hotel enforcement unit, was if in fact we can try to have Title 39 adapted in all of the hotel parking lots. We think it would actually help us from an enforcement effort because often we'll see violations that don't constitute a motor vehicle violation because it's on private property. And because these hotels are frequented by so many people, we think it's prudent that Title 39 be conditional when they do their license renewals. Mr. Miller, I have a packet for you of all those ordinances that I gave them, so I'll just give that to you. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was, that took up a little bit of the weekend, that packet, but nah. Well worth the read, though. I didn't get through it all, but it was good. Okay, that's all. Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? All right, the next meeting of the mayor and council will be Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at 7 p.m. in these council chambers. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Councilman LaForgia.
Second.
Council President McGlynn.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.